Great. It's like, is microphony a word? And yes, it is. I think maybe it might be related to microphones, but actually microphones, you desire vibrations to cause an electrical signal.
Right.
Whereas microphony is where certain components in electronic devices transform mechanical vibrations into an undesired electrical signal, which is to say, noise.
So what my cable was just doing.
Yeah.
Which is why I need to buy a new microphony cable.
No, you want one that doesn't produce microphonics.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Colin had a problem and a microphone to spare. Thomas took it up and so the podcast went to air. For weeks and months they trolled through every single DVD. They've unwrapped all the ones they can and now they're cellulose free. Now they're cellulose free.
Hello dear listener and welcome to Cellulose Free. My name is Colin and with me as always is my fellow film watcher, compadre and son, Thomas.
Hi, hello.
What have you been up to?
I wrote this week's recap.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you been up to?
This week's recap.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's all ready to go.
Yeah, it's...
And that's what you've been up to.
Yeah.
Yep, it's taken you all week. It's finally crafted.
I have planned to plan out projects.
Yep.
Have I actually planned out those projects or indeed made any further progress on those projects?
Yes, absolutely.
No? No, of course not.
Just remember, Thomas.
Yeah.
Do you know how you eat an elephant?
You don't.
Oh. Do you know how you eat a cow?
You cut it up into a lot of pieces, and then a lot of them you don't eat.
Bite at a time. And I think there's a message in there for all of us. Don't eat elephants, but eat cows one bite at a time. Good. All right, so you've got nothing.
No.
Well, sorry, you do, which is we're about to be enlightened by your recap.
All these
previously
things all these things that you definitely remember and don't need reminding.
Yeah, which one's that guy? I mean, I needed reminding today as to which number we're up to.
Yeah.
So, what have I been up to?
Yeah.
So I did my plasma donation yesterday and nearly broke the machine. I kept on raising the levels inside a couple of the tubes too high. Well, sorry, I tell you a lie. It is apparently not my fault, but as far as narrowing down the cause of it, they can't. There are numerous causes for it, and it got to a point where I kept on pausing the machine due to this fact, or at least the machine kept pausing. And it was looking for a while there that even though I was like 90% of the way through, that they would have to stop the donation. I mean they'd still use the plasma. It just wouldn't be a full bag, but that's fine. People who are smaller than me don't fill bags. It's perfectly good plasma, but it would mean that I wouldn't get the what's called the return at the end of things, where they return a saline solution. So
wouldn't be ideal.
Well, I mean they've got other solutions. They give you basically an electrolyte drink and tell you to drink plenty, and but it's just a bit more faffing around. So they slowed the machine down to its minimum level, and I crawled through the last 10%. Took me about twice as long as it would take me normally to get through that last 10%. But yes, the machine finally said, I'm full, and gave me back my saline solution bonus at the end, and everyone cheered. And, well, okay, the person who was looking after me at the time and making sure that the machine would crawl its way through there, he was quite happy. So that was blood donation. It was a pretty average day yesterday, so I basically dodged weather as much as possible to get my minimum steps in. I got a little over minimum, but got well and truly over my minimum on Monday. That was good. Got some photos taken and did the same today, and I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
My body's feeling a bit weary. However, I did find out one of the reasons why that was when I reached Rosny. I looked at the temperature, the outside temperature, and it was saying it was 23 degrees.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, that's starting to get on the warm side. And then I thought, no, I'm not convinced.
No.
And so I looked at what the Bureau of Meteorology was saying it was in Rosny, and it was about 10 degrees less than that.
Yeah, you made the classic error, which is looking at the United Age Well
Yes.
thermometer with anything but suspicion.
Yes. I'm sure that the actual sensor is right underneath a black metallic top. So it's just getting the radiant heat from the sun hitting that and just toasting it. So it definitely wasn't 23 degrees out there. But it was pleasant. It was a really nice walk, walking the length of Belrive and Harrow Beach. That was nice. Yeah. Other than that, we watched Thundercats, is it?
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts and lightning. Ting! Yes. The Nude Avengers, which was somewhat surprising in exactly how modest their nudity was. They seem to wear lots of clothes for being nude Avengers. I was quite impressed that they did that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had a good time with that film. I don't know whether it was because I'm so jaded with just this constant barrage of Marvel that I've started actually not even bothering with a lot of it. But I thought, no, I'll give this a go. And yeah, the chemistry was just really good. And it was a fun romp. I just really enjoyed it. I think it's my favourite Marvel movie in a while. And that may be really bad. I don't know. So you got nothing else?
Nope.
All right then. We might watch film.
Yeah.
It's a film that you have selected very carefully from your curated list of films.
I have a system.
Yeah, you do. How do you eat an elephant? Yes.
From front to back.
From one to, well, yes. Anyway, I think we're up to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you remember what happened in 5?
I think The Rock was in it, and he was supposedly on the side of the good guys, but with the whole anti-hero thing going on with this whole story, that makes him the bad guys. But they sort of work together, I think. And then because of that, I believe The Rock said, I'll close my eyes and count to 10 and you'd better be out of here before I get to 10.
Well, I do have a paragraph prepared, you know.
Oh, see, I forgot that you spent a week doing that, carefully honing your skills as a writer. And right, I'll completely edit out my recollection of the last instalment. Thomas, would you please give us a catch-up? What are you calling it?
Previously on Speedy Angry People?
Yeah, Speedy Angry People. Previously on.
Previously on Speedy Angry People, Brian and Mia break Dom out of a prison transport and the 3 escape to Brazil. A botched car heist brings the three to the attention of drug lord Hernan Reyes. There's a lot of drug lords as villains in this franchise.
Well, drug lords are villains.
Who is storing his transaction information on a computer chip in one of the cars. Framed for the murder of DEA agents, the trio are also chased by diplomatic security service agent Luke Hobbs and local police officer Eleanor Neves. Neves? Might be Neves.
I could never work that out.
After Hobbs catches them, he and the trio are ambushed by Reyes, and they team up to steal Reyes' vault from a police station. The trio and their heist crew get away with the money and a 24-hour head start from Hobbs, after swapping out the vault for an empty copy while dragging it through the streets of Rio de Janeiro.
See, I'd completely... That's... that was pretty wild, but I'd completely forgotten about the vault, which was the whole real purpose of the climax of the film.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Elena follows them to their new location and hooks up with Dom, but a dossier is dropped on Hobbs's desk that implies Dom's previous girlfriend, Letty, is not quite as dead as everyone was led to believe.
She's only mostly dead.
And now, the continuation.
I should point out, there was another thing before we get to the continuation, is that on one of my walks, I listened to a podcast that reassured me as far as people feeling like they have a bad memory or a poor memory. And so I'm getting that reflected back at me again as far as, oh, that's right, there was the whole safe thing and I'd completely forgotten about that and I was feeling a bit of guilt. But in this podcast, they interviewed a person who deals with such things, a guy in a white lab coat, who basically said the default for your brain is to forget things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll only store things that are really important, supposedly. Anyway, so we are watching Furious 6.
Or Fast and Furious 6.
I was going to say, what appears on the screen when it starts. All right.
Google says, as an overview, for this film, Hobbs is tasked with catching a team of mercenary drivers who manage to evade him every time. However, he enlists the help of Dominic and his team in exchange for full pardons for their past crimes.
Right, I missed all that because as soon as you mentioned the G word, my phone lit up and was about to give some answer to what you just said. But I'll take your word for that as being a plot synopsis.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to watch the film instead
Yeah.
to actually get a gist of what's going on.
Yeah. I've given it to you in short, but if you won't take that, here it is in long.
Yes. How long is it?
It is 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to put that on. We're watching it on
Prime.
So we're going to wind up the set-top box. We're going to watch it. And then we're going to come back and we shall catch you on the flip side.
Turn to side B, where we'll talk about it.
Do you know whether there is any car flipping in this?
No.
I'm sure there will be.
It seems like the sort of thing that might happen.
Yeah. So then we'll drag the people out of the car and... Let's watch this.
Yeah.
Okay, you mongrel. So what did you think?
You just gotta not overthink it, really. That's... I'll admit...
Yeah?
It's swinging just a little too silly. But don't overthink it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been watching the James Bond movies.
Oh yeah.
With the family, and there's certainly very much some suspension of disbelief there, and I think they're set in the same world. I reckon. Where physics is variable depending on where you are and when you are. And yeah. This was a silly movie, Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
It really
Oh,
was
yeah.
a silly movie. But I did, again, have a grin
Yeah.
through most of it. There were some flat bits,
Yeah.
and there were some just confusing bits. And again, I guess that falls into the physics. And I mean, one that springs to mind immediately is and I can't remember, so Paul's character's wife, how did she end up on the Antonov so quickly?
Yeah.
Because this plane, it wasn't on the base. It had come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So somehow they had got her onto this stonking great plane from where she was.
Yeah.
And then that would have involved a drive of some length. And then the flight of the plane would have taken some time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the army base or military base time, there really wasn't anywhere near enough time between the phone call with the wife and them getting onto the runway.
Yeah. She was kidnapped. Once you're kidnapped, you can be anywhere.
I mean, I guess it's again in the same world where you've got a runway that's... How long did we... has it been calculated?
It's hard to say exactly how long, but definitely in the tens of kilometres. When the longest that exists is... It's still quite long, but only 5 kilometres or so.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Antonovs certainly do require a length of runway.
Yeah.
But I think one has landed in Hobart.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think it had anything on it. And it wasn't the full super size one, which I think this was meant to be. Mm-hmm. Which is basically now in the same condition as the extremely well done.
Oh, yeah.
That was possibly the most spectacular destruction of an aircraft I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive. As was, even though it made me quite queasy and uncomfortable, was the tank driving over civilians left, right and centre. That whole sequence was very James Bond-esque, but raising the stakes as far as... I mean, we're certainly about to hit, with our James Bond viewing, a tank incident.
Yeah.
But not quite to this extreme.
And with perhaps fewer civilian casualties.
Indeed. Indeed. It reminds me very much of, as far as the tank scenes in Pierce Brosnan's... I think it's in his first one, where he's driving through... But as far as civilians are concerned, it's very much the Midtown Madness. You get anywhere near civilians and they dive off, and you just cannot hit a civilian. No. Even if you aim straight for them, they still manage to jump out of the way. That certainly did not happen in this film. There was quite
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, which is... Yeah, his first.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so we are suspending disbelief.
Yeah.
We're having fun with it.
Yep.
I possibly didn't quite have the same suspension of disbelief abilities that you seem to have pulled off.
I'm not saying that I have fully suspended my disbelief.
Yeah.
I just understand that the film is silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so...
Yeah. But I can't remember the last film very much, other than the now remembering the safe being dragged through. I recall, again, a suspension of disbelief in that, but I think I still enjoyed that as a complete film compared to this one. There were clunky bits that just irked me that I cannot I barely made any notes because it's the type of film where there's so much going on and you don't want to miss what's going on.
Yeah, there's some pacing problems in there. We spend 2 disconnected scenes humiliating a British car auctioneer for no obvious reason.
Yeah. Other than this will be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, as far as the only other notes that I have is the chuckle we all got at the beginning with the production company name.
As we've gone over, I believe, on this podcast, the production company of Neil H. Moritz, which, historically has produced a lot of adaptations.
Good old original film.
Yeah.
And there were points in this film where I am certain that whilst Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is driving vehicles in darkened conditions, they've got a UV light under the dash to make his teeth shine and his eyeballs shine. There were a couple of places where they just seem to glow. And the only way you can pull that off is with UV light, I think. Anyway, do you have anything else you want to say about?
We have now closed the loop and T-boned Han.
Yeah, now, okay, so all of this supposedly happened before which one?
Before Tokyo Drift.
Which is 2?
3,
right. So it goes
1,
yep,
2, 4, 5, 6, Tokyo Drift.
Right. Okay, Tokyo Drift. That's gotcha. Okay. So all of that happened before Tokyo
Yes.
Drift.
We have now run out of runway.
Yeah.
Run out of runway to keep Han in the franchise.
Yep. Even though there's some wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff going on there technology-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Han is definitely dead, as is Giselle.
Is that how Tokyo Drift ended?
No. Tokyo Drift continues on for a little bit further and ends with a race down a mountain.
Right. Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, and there's some honour involved and
yes.
Right. But did that scene happen in Tokyo Drift?
Yes. None of the bits with Jason Statham in them happened in Tokyo Drift, but the rest did.
Okay, you just name dropped, and I can't put names to faces, so who are you talking about?
The gruff English guy who said that Dom would know who he was.
Right. Okay.
And who T-boned Han in this film.
Yep. So have we seen him before?
No, we have not seen that character before.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
But we will.
we will. Okay. Good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Do I sound confused? There is a reason for that. I am confused, and I will continue to be confused. But
I have no idea how I am going to fit that film into a paragraph. But I'll give it a red hot go.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
All right then. I think we might move on.
The following segment has no title. Thank you.
We will start over on Discord with Entuosferatu.
Hi, Entuosferatu.
Who says, I suggest we quote-unquote improve Dragonheart by replacing all of Sean Connery's dialogue with lines from other late career movies he's done.
Oh dear. Dear, oh dear.
He continues, I've been having headphone issues, and the podcast paused when Colin said he was going on a walk and had to stop at the store and grab, so I spent a minute thinking of the most likely thing he needed walking the wilds of Hobart. Definitely bear spray for the famous Tasmanian grizzlies.
As opposed to the Great Australian Drop Bear. You should Google that.
Yeah.
Google drop bears, Australian drop bears.
I am not surprised that there were direct-to-video sequels to Dragonheart, but depending on the age of the DVD, I was surprised that Thomas wasn't supposed to select the correct DVD between widescreen and 4:3. We still have a few from our original collection with that, or a two-sided disc. Muppets from Space is the one that I can remember as being two-sided.
Yep, I think there are a couple of Disney ones that early on in the day. Yeah. And what was really frustrating is when the first Harry Potter movie was released on DVD, they only released that as 4:3. Because the majority of their target audience, I think they were judging as being still going to be a lot of people with just 4:3 televisions. So it wasn't until, I think, 2 months later that they released a widescreen version of it. And, yeah, it caused all sorts of upsets. But, yeah, we've certainly had our own share of discs that would allow you to choose between the two.
For next week, which is to say this week, as we're reading this, I've been meaning to find Master and Commander and watch it as well. I think I saw it only in the theatre, but it was good. And we have been meaning to do a rewatch of Hornblower to my wife's delight. A full helping of dreamy Ian.
Yeah.
On that note, she also enjoyed the, I think, pretty terrible Fantastic Four with him as Reed Richards for the same reason, and recently enjoyed this year's Fantastic Four in no small part due to the current Reed Richards.
See, it was actually him that threw me. Having The Mandalorian play Reed Richards. I don't usually have an issue with familiar actors playing new characters, but for some reason that just didn't translate well in my head. Yeah. But definitely go and have a revisit with Hornblower.
Yep. Which, with comments on Discord from Spicy Ferret.
Hi, Spicy Ferret.
And E of Pie.
Hi, E of Pie.
And a comment on Facebook from Dunkel.
What? I'm confused now.
Yeah.
Hi, Dunkel.
Will take us up to the guesses.
It will.
We will start with Entuos Ferratu, who says, guess for this week, Drugan HRT, which might also be a brand of testosterone or estrogen for large mythical reptiles. To be clear, that's spelt DRAGNHRT. Spicy Ferret goes, Drugenhart? That's DRGNHART. Eve Pie, I don't have any insightful comments about this episode, so my guess is just Drugenhart, spelt the same way as before. Congratulations to Spicy Ferret for last week and her 100% correct streak. And Dunkel also goes with Drugenhart, spelt the same way as the previous two.
Okay, so we've got 3 against 1.
We do.
And one of those contractions of Dragonheart is correct.
It is.
Yeah. Entuos Ferratu is already, as a long-time listener, guessing the way that Thomas always chooses to drag this thing out. Dragon this thing out.
The 3 have it.
Yes, the 3 do have it, which means that actually Spicy Ferret is 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, has still a 100% success rate. Well done, Spicy Ferret. Well done, E of Pie. Well done, Dunkel. And well done, Entuos Ferratu for having a go.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to show Thomas. I do suspect with this week's film that...
Yeah, I didn't even need to see it. I've got it typed out already. I knew exactly what it was going to be. If you, dear listener, know exactly what this week's file name is, you can let us know in the comments or on our various socials.
I might have just gone crazy with this because it was a crazy film.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know that, so I might have used the whole wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey madness that was going on in this film and then gone back and chosen a crazy random. But it's unlikely.
So yes, file name suggestions, film suggestions, any sort of comments on our comments or on the film that we've watched, do send those in.
Please.
We do enjoy your input.
We do. Absolutely.
But I think that is it for the Untitled segment.
Is it?
We
can't drag it out for a little longer whilst I choose a film.
Does leave us with one more segment that, given enough time, we could possibly move on to.
Pick a film for next week so we can go to bed.
Where we will discover that it's your turn.
It is my turn. Yes.
As I see you frantically rifling through the My Movies database.
Yeah. Well, actually, not really. Because I've well and truly already picked it. And I'm just going to say 2 words. Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Do I remember seeing him in a particular piece of key art for a particular film? Is he on the cover of this particular film?
Yes, I think he might be, yes.
Yeah.
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 It's a naughty, cool film.
Would it happen to be Master and Commander?
I think it's due. It's well and truly due.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have not seen it, so...
I'm not aware of having seen
Okay.
it.
All right, so I am going to read a plot synopsis from the back of the disc. It is streaming on, I think, Disney Plus. So we need to make a decision as to whether we watch a DVD resolution version of it that is 6 minutes shorter due to the fact that it's on PAL. or watch it on one of the streaming services that we've got.
It's Disney Plus.
It is Disney Plus. We will probably watch it on Disney Plus.
Sounds likely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so plot synopsis. When Lucky Jack Aubrey's... no, actually, could you read Disney Plus's?
I can...
Because it'll be shorter.
Yeah. A young captain of the British Navy leads his crew on a mission to take a quote-unquote phantom French vessel.
That is definitely much shorter and less spoilery than what's on the back of the DVD case. So we'll go with that.
And there's a longer one in the details, but...
Mm-hmm. Next week.
I can read that next week.
We are watching Master and Commander, Far Side of the World. We hope that you can join us, but until then, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
You have been listening to Cellulose Free. Your hosts were Colin, who produces and edits the show, and Thomas, who makes the artwork and music. Cellulose Free is recorded in the Deranged Cat Studios in scenic Tasmania, Australia. We keep track of our extensive physical media collection through My Movies, which we highly recommend. You can find links to that, as well as other places you can find us in the show notes. Cellulose Free is a Hi Hello production.
We hope that can...